Okay, I just contacted the the support team that is trying to reconnect Nicola Graziani. In the meantime, I make a presentation of him, hoping that he could arrive as soon as possible. And Nicola Graziani is the Industrial Excellence Manager at Gucci. Gucci is the famous fashion company. And he's passionate about operation and supply chain. And he told me, fall in love with the continuous improvement and organization innovation. And he should talk about, I use the conditional because I hope he will arrive, lean self-management and progressive organization, Gucci ready to wear's journey. So there was a big change in the business approach on last time. From 2 points of view. First is the market is changing, but also on industrial point of view. And so they are doing a very impressive transformation of operation excellence with a big involvement of employees. So Nicola will tell you the story. They are in Gucci forwarding in this moment, in this period. So let's check. Sorry, guys. Gemba Live. Some problems happen. Okay, Nicola is here.
Hello.
Hi, Nicola.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Cool.
Can you hear me? So
Yeah.
I just introduced you to take to cover this time, and so you are free to talk and to make your presentation.
Yeah, sure. I apologize with you all. Sorry, but I had some problems on accessing the platform. And first of all, thanks for giving us the chance to share our experience with all of you. I hope you see my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I would like to talk about our experience in Gucci, especially in the industrial operation area of the ready-to-wear business, about continuous improvement. As we called our journey started with a lot of mistakes. That's why we say that continuous mistakes is something like continuous improvement for us. I would like to describe the experience started like a couple of years ago when the company Gucci decided to hire me as responsible of the industrial excellence team. Actually, at that time, the team was made by me. And when I asked the company, why should you are trying to pursue the journey of the operational excellence? Are you trying to optimize costs or lead times or whatever? And the answer by the company has not been so clear. So at the very beginning, when I was looking at the product like this, I was very confused and dazzled about how can I bring some continuous improvement approaches here in this organization. At that time, a couple of years ago, our ready-to-wear organization started a program of transformation. At that time, the top management decided that it was time to change. And as it happened often in the companies, they decided to hire consultants. So before my arrival, they hired consultants that they do what they are best in class to do. So they did kind of an X-ray of the company and then decided what was with no value added, what can be improved, what can be digitalized, and they launched this program that is called Reshape to Wear. When I arrived, like 6 or 7 months after the presentation of this program by the consultants, I was, in charge of bringing to success all the project involved in this program. Just to give you a few examples, at that time we have no system for production planning. We have our ERP was like 25 years old, and there's a lot of our warehouse was quite a mess, let's say. And what can I say? I think that at that time a lot was up to be done. What I noticed immediately was that when I went to the people, we can say that when I and then my team, we went to the Gemba, we noticed that the people were not on board at all. So all our organization, let's say all the, operative layers of our organization, they have been involved in such a huge projects of change, but with no involvement or with passive involvement. So me and my team, we felt something like the black sheep. And we tried to concentrate and to focus on what can be done as a quick win for our company, for our organization, in order to bring this organizational changing and the evolution in the ways of working happening in the very short term, to have some success, some use case, then that can be scaled up for the coming years. We concentrated a lot on the lean techniques, on the lean approaches, because me and my team, we are coming from previous experiences with some green belts. We have a couple of black belts, and that was quite natural in order to stick to these methodologies in order to survive in our organization. The first step was to try to talk about the feeling we have dealing with the people on a daily basis with our HR team. And we have a lot of questions. We try to measure the gap. And we ran a survey. And with this survey, we found out that our population, that is around like 550 people working in an industrial area, they have difficulty in comprehending the strategy. A very poor understanding of the ongoing change. As I said before, a passive involvement. We had some people that were very reluctant talking about change. We have some other people that accepted to be involved, but with a very passive attitude. We felt a lot of organizational distance between the layers where the things are happening and the layers where the decisions are taken. And the execution of this, of the strategy, of the decision was very poor at that time. This brings a lot of difficulty in all the people, in all the layers on perceiving the priorities. So you ask for the people to keep working and sustaining the growth of the company, that from 2015 to 2022, let's say 2021, let's say, the revenues began from 3.5 billion to 10 billion, but you're also asking them to change. So many people were a little bit confused about this. We realized that we were asking to the people to stay in a balance between the strategic objectives of the company, the increasing complexity because of the growth, because of the different markets after the spread out of the pandemic in 2020. A lot of things change in our markets, and also the increasing awareness of the people that in our organization that were needing to contribute to the creation of value across the chain. And you can say that here, we as Industrial Excellence and also HR team, we were here quite in the middle, try to get rid of it. That's why we launched this program that is called Beyond. We decided to call it Beyond because we are asking to the people to go a little bit further. So taking into consideration their technicality, their masteries, but also their inner spirit. And there's a lot of people that are innovative and creative in the fashion industry, not only the designers. Many people can be surprised about it. We decided to work on a set of core values. I will try to go very fast on this because I'm sorry, but they are Italian. Sorry for that. I haven't translated. We are talking about people at the center. That is very simple principle. It's a very simple value, but it's something that is very, let's say, revolutionary for us. As I said before, we were trying to stick to the lean methodologies in order to have continuous improvement. And then with the HR team, we started many initiatives to work on involvement and engagement, accountability, and autonomy. These are the core values of the initiative on the program that we launched. We can say that we have a dream, that it's like a 3-step dream. The first one is the upskilling, because if we say that we need to go to the Gemba and we need to get the people involved and to ask them to raise their voices to say what can be improved. First of all, they are super skilled from a technical point of view. I mean, they know how to do the things, but in order to have a valuable solution to the problems, we need to give an upskilling phase to them. We need to add some competencies on the perception of the concept of value chain, how they can be contributor on creating change that can be scalable to the entire company. So first of all, before starting to put the people in the middle of the change initiatives that we were launching, we decided to launch a phase 0, they can say the upskilling. The second phase that we are now in this stage, we can say, with a certain amount of people that now can combine technical skills, will to contribute and will to change the ways of working. And on the other hand, some of the skills that they learn in the upskilling phase, they can work side by side with us in the change initiative, in continuous improvement initiatives. We're expecting now a boost in our, let's say, in our change journey. And we also expect our organization to be even more involved. And our dream, that should be here in the third tree that you see here, is when the people will drive the organization. In this stage, we're expecting that we will have to rethink our vertical structure, because we're very super traditional structure with a lot of layers. And we think, we can see it later on, that we can also think about Gucci as a different organization with a different structure, with a more progressive. And this is what we presented to our CPO, so our Chief People Officer, and also to our CEO, Marco Bizzarri. I think since he hasn't fired me yet, I think that he quite agree with this point, with this statement from Peter Drucker. In the phase 1 upskilling, we launched a lot of projects that are meant to be developing, as I said before, some techniques that were lacking in our organization. For instance, feedbacks, problem solving, also team awareness, and also other coaching skills as well. And we launched different projects. Some of them have been, let's say, mandatory for a certain part of the organization. Some of them are on a voluntary basis. And this is the one that I love the most, because it's representing our lean practitioner program that we launched in November for the 1st of 2021. Many of these projects are also focused on a specific layer of the organization. This one, for instance, was meant to be on the, let's say, executive committee of our organization. Some of them are meant to be and are focused on the production side of our chain. So on the, let's say, on the cutting operator, or for instance, on the pattern makers, for in our atelier. And some of them are for quality and purchasing colleagues. Now, in this moment where we are, as said again, beyond our program is a mix, a blend of the continuous improvement initiatives that we as Industrial Excellence team have the responsibility to launch and to stimulate. We are focusing on our values, as I said before, and we run a lot of upskilling, and we are launching even more projects because we think that the upskilling is also part of the engagement. If we think about our organization, and as I said before, like almost 600 people, and we have 80 to be hired in the next 6 months, the employer engagement and the engagement of our colleagues in all these initiatives, it's a key now. We can say that now we are at 25-30% of active engagement. We have I think I can estimate another 20-25% of people that are right in between, and we have a 50% of the people that are still reluctant, or they are completely against the change. But it's part of the game. we're doing a lot of mistakes, as I said before. So again, we're very confident that we also trying to launch even more projects. We will be able to involve more people. Now, as said before, we are now in the second moment of our journey. With a 25% of the active population that attended to courses, now we are trying to make some consistent projects happening in a different way. So involving the people, not only industrial excellence and HR and internal communication leading the project, but we want some of them leading the project, because many of the projects that up to now we are launching are coming from feedbacks from the people. I will focus on the 3 specific projects, as you can see here. The one is what I mentioned before, and I will go now in details. That's regarding our Lean Practitioning program, that it's now becoming a Lean Academy, an internal Lean Academy that is for Gucci. It's quite innovative. Another one is the KNITWEAR platform. It's nothing more than a new production plant that we are just now open, and a specific opportunity, and I will go through it in a moment. And then what is the priority one as projects for our organization, that is called Process X, because we haven't found the name, because we want the people who will participate to find the name of the project. I only would like to tell you that we are now trying to have these people as the main character of these projects. I will go through the 3 of them. So the KNITWEAR platform, as I said before, we are talking about a new plant on a new product category. We can say that we are producing 100% or 95% in outsourcing. So we are starting now a new strategy of in-source of some of the categories that are key for our company. And we started from the KNITWEAR, and we hired people from other companies. We hired a plant manager that is super skilled, coming from a competitor. The problem is that when we have all the masteries, let's say, we found out that the building was not ready. So with a lag of 2 months between the arrival of the new hirings and the plan to be ready and to be delivered, let's say, we as a program team in Beyond, we say to ourselves, why are we hiring these people, asking them to become Gucci old style, let's say, and then we're going to ask him with what you saw before, to change their mind, to change their attitude. Why don't we try to, to program them, to develop them as a kind of startup of the new ways of working? So that's why we hired consultants, and with this 15 team, we produced we say the factory of the future, let's say, or at least for Gucci. So all what you said before, what you saw before, we started an intensive 5 or 6 weeks of training without any other element coming from the existing ways of working, where we asked the people to describe a guide to them. They wrote down a manifesto of what they expect from their future job. They also mapped the interaction, the expected interaction within the plant and outside the plant. We asked them to define in advance which decision can be taken from an individual, which decision can be classified as team decisions, and what could be autonomous decision from the lead of the plant. We also set down, this is very lean, some standard meetings, rules, and also a feedback. You can see the model is called FILO. FILO is the raw material of every kind of KNITWEAR product. And this is a feedback model that they developed with the consultant. And last but not least, conflict management, because we cannot expect that they're going to work, like they're a family from the day one, but also they for sure will encounter difficulties. Now the plant started in September, talking and dealing with the other departments that are still stick to the old ways of working. Even from the language point of view, we know that the conflict will come, will rise up, so we need them prepared to manage it. As I said, the plant opened on September, and then will be active in daily business for the company starting from January onwards. As I said before, coming back to the Lean Academy that we want to launch, as we said, we launched in November. We asked the people in our company, do you want to participate on a Lean practitioning program? The awareness of what Lean is at that time was very scarce, let's say, I think close to zero. That's why we as Industrial Excellence team, we try to, to give a kind of quick description, and we asked the people who want to participate. We asked the HR team that was in charge like in the last 5 or 6 years, what do you expect? How could be the reaction from the people? And the first expectation was to have like 5 or 6 people subscribing the course. At the very end, we have 70 people asking for more information, and then 25 people that signed up the subscription. Nowadays, we just finished the second class, and then we are expecting even more 26 people to be participating. So we asked ourselves, how can we manage all these lean techniques and methodologies all across our organization, and ask them to try to contaminate a bit the rest of the population on these techniques and to bring value to the company. So we decided to move from this to the academy. The academy now is going to be launched in the next year, in the Q1 of next year. Starting again, we need to make these colleagues still invest on their knowledge, and learning is still happening even on the first and the second classes. We are now developing with a few of them, let's say, beyond production system, and also we are working on the engagement. This is our head office in close to Milan, and also we're working, because we are a fashion company, so we can have to deal with it on the engagement side. We need them to be part of the change that we want to make to happen in our organization. As I said, last but not least, again, we need to have part of the people, of the population that has been already trained, let's say, to bring value and to bring continuous improvement. What we can say that we expect collaborative innovation from all the areas into a project that is strategic for the company. We decided to make this happen on this project, as said, what's called Process X, that is representing a lot of initiatives in order to revolutionize a lot the ways of working in our product development processes. And but we have, as a Beyond team, we were a little bit skeptical, because the principles and the core values said before are obliging us now to ask ourselves, which is the difference between the autonomy that we want to give to the people and the boundaries that we'll find, which is the difference between the autonomy and the accountability, which is the difference with their aim and the purpose of the company. And now, which is the difference between masteries they have and the competencies that in the upskilling phase we gave to them. The company itself that was trying to move towards the humanocracy side, that is a book that has been, well spread across the company, moving from this paradigm, let's say, to this one, where you put the individual at the very beginning. But how can we make this thing happen? So we decided to have a wedding, let's say, with this Copernicana, that is a consultant firm that are helping us on imaging a new organizational structure in order to make this project happening and to capitalize and to exploit 100% the competencies that now a part of our population have. They share with us some use cases that maybe part of you already know about progressive organization, like Morningstar, like Hire. They share with us the holacracy approach with a flexible organizational structure, new meeting format, and more autonomy to teams and individuals, where we are now trying to apply on this inner team that is working on this project, circular hierarchy, same rules for all, clear rules and responsibilities, especially the rules and the roles, let's say, that we expect the people to assign to them are coming not because an HR or a director or a manager are deciding this is your role, but because the team needs these kind of competencies, because the team needs these kind of skills. So you can assign to yourself, you can propose with an integrative decision making with all across the team we need this role, and I propose myself to have this role. And you're obliged to define which are your responsibilities, your tasks, and your domain. And this is continuous improvement and organizational evolution. This is just a snapshot of what we did so far, but I mean, it's something that is still ongoing, and we are failing a lot on applying it. We're also trying, and then I will finish, to apply OKR. So we have a very high strategy, but we need to bring this to, let's say, to the ground and to applying it on a very short term, like I say, from the quarterly point of view. That's why we learned from Copernicana how to deal with the OKR and having strategic priorities, KPI and measurement, and actions. And this is the journey that we are now running in the next 3 quarters, trying to have a perfect, or we hopefully perfect, we say perfect enrollment of this project with all our population. Thank you.
Take the button for a few minutes because time has almost gone. There are many comments, but also many questions. Yeah. We are not able to answer to all of them, of course. But a couple of questions that I pick from the chat. The first, CEO was informed or was also involved? Connecting with this, there are bees, but who is the queen?
Yeah, we have. Okay, cool. I will try to be very, very super fast on replying. CEO was informed, but also we asked him the endorsement on this project. As I said, you saw before the Humanocracy book, and he read the book, I think, during summer of 2021. When we went to him asking him, we want this to happen in our organization, he found a lot of, I can say, matching between what we were proposing and the book he read. So that's why his endorsement came very easily. So he was informed, but he's also launching a lot. He participated to the launch of the event in our campus. So it was also a broadcasted event. So very large part of the organization saw it, and he wasn't on stage with our lead, with our industrial operation director, with myself, and with some other part of the executive committee. So his face is on the project, but he's leaving us 100% of freedom on applying it. He's also said to us, guys, this is the journey that we want to make, but we are, as Gucci, we are super big, and we can be very slow on it. You are a very small organization of 500 people, so go on, test, failure, and then tell us what is working and what is not. And whatever you need from my side, I will give it to you. But this is what he replied to us. As said before, we have no queen. We have a very flat community. As said, also the holacracy approach that we like a lot, but we just started last month, so applying it. We have no queen so far. If the community of the bees will decide that they need a queen, it will be up to them to decide with the integrative decision making that they need a lead. They can call him or her queen or lead or trimmer or leader, whatever it is. It's meant to them to decide what they need in order to reach their objectives.
Okay. I can make another question, just the last one. How to face with there's a question with many your company with a long history, where I assume that are colleagues who don't like change.
Yeah.
How and what did you do to get these colleagues on your lean side?
Okay. We have colleagues that, as you correctly said, are in the company within the last, since the last 30 years, 35 years. So it's very common. It's not that strange. And part of them are perceiving these kind of discussions as they're imagining myself saying to them, we are gonna, reduce your power all across the organization. And that's why many of them are very, very reluctant, or they are trying also to say, no, this is not going to work. And this is also trying to obstaculate a bit the happening of this. This is super natural, and I think it's nothing against them. What we are trying to do, we are trying to in this moment, we are trying to bring some projects that give value added to them or to their organization, trying to see that to make them notice and see that the people that follow some upskilling courses now can bring value added, that they have a lot of technicalities, but also a lot of competencies that can bring advantage to them within their organization. So this is the balance or the trade-off that we need to make. We need to, involve them, but showing them they can have an advantage. I know it sounds a little bit negative or can be read like a negative point of view, but it also works like this in the company. So we're not only dreamer, let's say, but we're also quite realistic.
Okay. Thank you, Nicola. And thank you to all of you that participated to this presentation. And so
Thank you.
I invite you to get to other sessions and to follow the program, possibly for 24 hours in a row, if possible.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye, Roberto.
Thank you. Bye.